Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to one more haul video. This haul is my happy birthday to me haul. My birthday is this week, so I decided to do a small little celebration and go to my LCS and dig into the dollar bin books and see what beauties can I find and oh boy, did I find a lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff. I'm going to bring you back to the memory line of one of the greatest eras that was for comic books. What actually were two. There's a little bit, I think, maybe everything is Bronze Age. Maybe 1, 2 Silver Age, maybe. But most of it is Bronze Age. The time where you used to go to a comic book store and never came out with your hands empty, or at least not with some comic that you say, oh well, I can't come into the store and come out with my hands empty. So you always buy in 1 or 2 books just because you don't want to leave with your hands empty. This time, when you go in at that time, you were going to the comic book store and you would buy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more comic books. There was a lot in the racks. That was amazing. So it's going to be a pretty long one. So I'm going to start digging in. And let's start with some beautiful annuals. Got a bunch of these annuals. They were great. These were great for the time. Usually they'll combine it. Like this is part of the Evolutionary War. Usually in the annuals you'll have sometimes just 3 or 4, sometimes all 6 annuals. They'll span together with different stories, and the main story will be part of one main saga. So here we have Web of Spider-Man annual number 4, One of Spider-Man annual number 7. I remember buying this book off the rack back in the day. Awesome cover by Eric Larson. Beautiful. Web of Spider-Man number 8. This is an annual number 8. 30th anniversary of The Amazing Spider-Man back 1992. Mark Boggling cover. Love the guy. Great little annuals. Fantastic Four King Size Annual number 15. God, you gotta love Doom on the cover. And the scrolls. The real scrolls, not a bunch of pussies that we see now on the movies. But they're real badass scrolls. Fantastic Four Annual number 16. The Coming of the Dragon Lord. I'm not going to buy all the annuals from the Fantastic Four run. There are some that are just not really worth it. This is great. Fantastic Four Annual number 17. Jump Iron on the cover. You can't really ask for more. But how about this? This annual number 20. For whatever reason, sometimes they name them giant size annuals, and sometimes they were just annuals, or sometimes they were king size annuals. I don't know. Marvel didn't decide at that time, I guess, how to call it. Silver Surfer, another part of the Evolutionary War. Great cover. I mean, come on. Beautiful. This is beautiful. Silver Surfer Annual number 3. Ron Lim on the cover. This is part of the Lifeform saga. Can't say, never seen this one. I don't remember the saga. And I don't think I have it complete. I may miss one. I certainly have 2 just in this stack. The Korvac Quest, Silver Surfer, with the original Guardians of the Galaxy, or most of them at least. Not a team that I'm very familiar with, but I recognize some of the characters and some of the original ones. Maybe they're all, you can tell me. But this is great, and I can see here that Silver Surfer has the Quasar bands. I wonder what's up with that story. Interesting. Pretty cool. The Return of the Defenders, Silver Surfer. I think from this one, I have this one. You're going to see later on the more one. And I think I'm missing, I think there's one Incredible Hulk and there's one Doctor Strange. Not too sure, but I'm certainly going to see what I'm missing and definitely get it. The Punisher. This is annual number 3. This is the part 1 of Lifeform. Huh. Looks like I may have almost all of it. Pretty cool. This one of my favorites. Punisher, annual number 4. This is the Von Strucker Gambit, part 2. And seeing Punisher, Captain America on the same page, in the same drawing, and obviously fighting some common enemy always gives me the jeebies. Pretty cool. And here we have the Punisher, the System Bites, part 1, annual number 5. These annuals are a small little gem. Cheap. I mean, all of them are just $1. You can find them cheap. There are very handful of these annuals that have any value, and even the ones that have value, they're no more than $5, maybe $10 in a 9.0 grade. But the annuals from this era, from the 90s, from the early 90s, you can get them cheap. I really, really recommend them. Captain America, the Von Strucker Gambit. Love this Mike Mignola drawing. I simply love it. Great, great art. And because we're talking about Mike Mignola, here we have the New Mutants annual number 7. Can't believe, I thought these were more like 95, 96, but when I bought them, I was like 91. I was like, holy cow, 90. I was like, wow. It's been so long. So we have Namor the Submariner annual number 1 from the Subterranean War, part 3. And of course, the Return of the Defenders, Namor annual number 2. Look at that. Look at just this cover. This is beautiful. One that I have never seen before. Deathlock, or Deathlock. Okay, you tell me. Annual number 1 by Joe Quesada. This is when Joe Quesada used to be a cool guy. Really, really cool cover. Love it. Has a hint of Rob Liefeld here, with all the, especially for the big guns. But of course, more detail. And then the last of the annuals that I have here is Avenger West Coast annual number 6, part 5 of the Subterranean Wars. Really, really cool little annuals. Highly recommended. And then here we have the Sensational She-Hulk. The real She-Hulk, not the non-feminine one that they're putting right now in the comics. I don't know whose idea it was. Well, I do know whose idea it was. It's just horrible. This is one of the greatest stories this run, the Sensational She-Hulk, started by John Byrne. I think he changed to Rick Leonardi, and then he flipped it over between one of the other ones. Here we have the Sensational She-Hulk number 3 in all her greatness. Special appearances, Spider-Man. Another great title from Jim Byrne. I already have number 1, and I saw these ones. These ones were from the $3 bin. They had a nice, really shape. Sensational She-Hulk number 4. And I was like, well, you know what? I might as well nab them. Sometimes you see them fairly often, and then sometimes you don't see them. So I saw them, and I'm like, you know what? They're great. They have great stories. It's really great with the Flintstones. I mean, come on. This is amazing. This is pretty cool. Or what I know I can't say the Flintstones, but hey, come on, these are the Flintstones. And then this one, last one, number 6. Awesome cover. I mean, this is epic. I mean, you look at this cover, you look at the action that is happening, and nothing screams more superheroes than this. She's obviously jumping on a rocket, grasping to get a hold of it, and looking at her face, desperation, and it's just simply amazing. This is basically things that scream superhero. Just look at this. This is amazing. And of course, John Byrne. Can't expect any less from him. The Punisher, War Journal number 25. I sometimes miss these ones, but this time I wanted to take a look. There were a few of little stories that were complete. One thing that I do hate is just buying one part or two parts, or always missing one number of a whole story, because then I don't read it. I won't read it. If it's not complete, I won't read it. So I grab a few ones. So this is part 1 of the Sicilian Saga. Here we have the Sicilian Saga, part 2. I mean, just looking Punisher under the water, surrounded by sharks, and then fighting. It's pretty cool. Look at this. The Sicilian Saga, part 3 of 3. Great cover. Love it. I mean, this is Green Punisher all over the place. This one I bought it because I was like, come on. Here you have Punisher and Ghost Rider, both on each one on its bikes, running from an explosion. I mean, I gotta grab it. I think it's just an isolated story of one shot in this book. So I was like, you know what? Let's grab it. This is pretty cool. Summer Special number 2. I'm pretty sure this is Simon Beasley who made the cover. Really cool cover. 40 pages, no ads, for $2.50. Amazing. Really great. And then of course we have here Punisher number 28. This is a tie-in of Act of Vengeance, surrounded by Doombots. And then here we have Punisher number 29, another Act of Vengeance tie-in. The Jigsaw Puzzle number part 1 of 6. Punisher number 35. Punisher number 36. Mark Teixeira. I mean, just look at this cover, how he's breaking the wall with Jigsaw painted all over it. It's really cool. Number 37. Jigsaw Puzzle part 3 of 6. Number 38. That's part 4. Number 39. Just look at that. Look at that face. This screams, hey, I want to be your friend. You want to come up for a cup of coffee? Oh, man. The Jigsaw Puzzle, Punisher number 40. Another pretty cool. Rambo will envy Punisher with this. Now, this is Punisher The Final Days. This is probably one of the most controversial stories done to Punisher that I think, that to me. And The reason is this is the story. I mean, there's been, here we have Final Days number 2, or part 2, number 54. There's been like 3 or 4 times that they have completely screwed over Frank Castle. This is probably the first time, though, that I can remember. This is versus Kingpin and then Jigsaw. And this is the infamous story where they turn Punisher into a color guy. They changed his face and they changed the color of the skin, making him black. This is pretty cool. Look at this. This is amazing. Holy smokes. This is part 6 of 7. And then this is the book where they turn him into a black person. The other infamous storylines from him is when they kill him and make him a half angel, and when they kill him and they turn him into Frankencastle. That's the other 2 infamous stories that I completely hate from Punisher. I don't own, or nor will I own, none of them. But this one, kind of like it. It's kind of cool, especially because it was, even though it was stupid and silly, it's not as ugly as the other 2. And then, there we go. Beautiful Punisher. Yeah, nice Frank Castle with Luke Cage. And then just look at this. Wow. Another beautiful Punisher here. What a really nice guy. And then all of a sudden, just like that, boom, we return Punisher white. I don't know how they did it, if they did an explanation or if they just simply scrapped that story. I really don't know. But yeah, you got 59, and then all of a sudden he was black for 60, 61, and then all of a sudden turns white back in 62. I don't know if there was backlash. Certainly at this time, internet wasn't like this. Twitter didn't exist, and you wouldn't hear all that crap of people complaining about it. But I don't know the reason about that, so I'm gonna read it. Now that I have it all, I'm gonna read it. And I bought this too, and I was pretty damn sure that I got the whole run of this story, but I screw it. I only got 2, Punisher 66 and then Punisher 67. I don't know. I mean, I had a huge stack of comics, as you can see, all around the store, and I think at some point I just simply missed them or forgot about grabbing the rest. Gotta have to go back. Now I have a reason to go back and get the rest. A little bit of DC. Justice League America number 70. Funeral for a Friend. I enjoy it. This reminds me when I was going back to at this time there weren't really comic book stores back in Mexico, or at least in the city where I'm from. Mexico City probably yes, but the city where I was from, they didn't have, it's Veracruz. They didn't have any comic book stores really. It was just a small magazine shop. And I remember when the Death of Superman story came out, there were very few comics available, and that store, it was really small. It was probably like about, I don't know, I'm gonna say 8 by 8 square feet. Pretty small. And then everybody was fighting for this. And I was always getting early there when the comic books were put out so I can get my hands on them. This is pretty good. I think there's one version where it doesn't have this little red band. I don't know the difference. I just got that one because that was the one that they have there. And then I bought some of the run of the Superman by John Byrne after he reinvented the Superman story. in with the Man of Steel, that amazing miniseries, he started to draw the Superman title. He did it for about, I don't know, was he gonna be 25 or 20 some numbers? So I grabbed some. Here we have number 2, number 4, pretty cool. This is nice. Number 5, number 6. You can't go wrong with John Byrne. Look at this. Just look at this. Number 8. Pretty cool. This is classic Superman holding someone in a hand. This is classic. Number 10. Love this. Number 12. This one's cool. Number 13. And then I was happy to get this. Number 20. And this one is the one that I probably love the most. Number 21. How we have obviously a punch to the wall Superman and Supergirl standing here. This is pretty cool action. I love it, this cover. I was so bummed that I couldn't get number 22, which is the second part. It's only 2 numbers. But yeah, it was pretty cool. And then we have another number from Funeral from a Friend on the Superman title. But this Exterminators, number 1, I just simply grab it. This was actually misplaced. And the reason I want to grab it is because it's where the Inferno saga of the X-Men that involves the mutants starts. It's a 4-number miniseries, and this is where everything kind of like kicks in for that saga. So I just happened to grab it coincidentally. Now this is also gold here. The New Warriors, number 13 by Boggling. Pretty amazing. Number 14. I have from 1 to 12, and I think I'm just missing 1 number. So I grabbed this just to continue the run from Boggling. I don't know which one was the last number he drew, but I'm trying to get everything from him because this is a pretty cool story. I may do a spotlight on this New Warriors. Number 15. Number 16. I mean, look at that. Watch this. This is awesome. This is awesome. Number 17. Number 18. Wonder what happened to Night Thrasher. Number 19. I mean, just look at this team. Pretty cool team. Number 21. And 22. And here we have number 25. I'm going to look for the odd numbers that I'm missing here, because this is a pretty cool series. Highly recommended. There's more. Here we have these Adventures of the Thing. These are just kind of like, here we have number 1, number 2, pretty cool cover by Quesada. Number 3, another cool cover. And then number 4. I mean, these are just reprints from Marvel. I believe it's Marvel 2-in-1, which is a saga almost dedicated entirely the Thing teaming up with some other character, kind of like the one with the Marvel team up, where we see Spider-Man and some other characters. But most that run, it was pretty much, I believe it was the Thing. I got Punisher 2099, number 1, number 2, and number 3. And the only reason that I bought this is because they were $1. I don't think I never owned it. I don't think I haven't read it. Yeah, I mean, I just bought it because it was just $1. And I was like, well, it's Punisher, it's $1. Why not? And don't go anywhere, because I still have some beauty. We have Classic X-Men number 2, Classic X-Men number 5, beautiful covers by Arthur Adams. Number 6, beautiful, beautiful covers. Number 8, this is all reprints from the X-Men run. I bought them just because really they were $1 and they had amazing covers by Arthur Adams. But of course, this one, I bought it just because this is an amazing cover, a classic cover from Wolverine, part of the Dark Phoenix saga. Really, really great, really great. And then I got this one, another part of the Dark Phoenix saga. I'm gonna see, I have almost all of the original Dark Phoenix saga from Uncanny X-Men, and I'm gonna see if I can get this one, because this one is pretty cool. It's a great saga, great covers, so I'm gonna see if I can get this run. I've seen it here and there, never really decided to buy it, so I'm pretty sure I can find them. Here we have Ghost Rider number 16 and Ghost Rider number 17. Love the fact that Spider-Man appear here in these titles. Really, really cool. I believe this is Mark Teixeira. At the beginning, I remember seeing Mark Teixeira drawing, not liking it that much, because I found it a little bit dirty in a sense. There were some thick strokes. But I kind of like started to dig it and like it, and I really enjoy it now. Here we have just a New Mutants number 75. Nothing special other than the fact that it's John Byrne. That's why I bought it. Some Mark Spector Moon Knight number 9. And Mark Spector Moon Knight number 20. This one I bought it because it's an Active Vengeance tie-in, and there's also Punisher here. And this one I simply bought it because we have Spider-Man and Punisher. I don't know if, obviously, looks like from this story that 3 Against the Secret Empire, that they're just not in the cover. There's many situations where you will see the characters in the cover, and inside they were nowhere to be found, or maybe there was just a small little pain there. But this looks like there's going to be some story in the background. I got Dazzler number 40 because it's a Secret Wars 2 tie-in. I don't own anything from Dazzler, but this one I just bought it because it's a Secret War 2 tie-in. We have this Daredevil number 295. Solely reason for my purchase, it's a Jim Lee cover. You have Daredevil hanging on the back of Ghost Rider. So this is cool. I really, really love this. What else do we have here? Avengers 194 and Avengers 203. I'm trying to get all these Bronze Age Avenger runs, so yeah, just got them. Here we have 2 Spectacular Spider-Man books. Love these ones. Bought them in their Mexican release, and they're tie-ins of Acts of Vengeance. So that's the other reason why I bought them. Eventually, I'm gonna get into buying this Saga of a Spectacular Spider-Man. I used to own it in Spanish, but lost it, so I want to recoup it. Here we have the Mighty Thor number 341, number 360, and number 363. This is a Secret Wars 2 tie-in, but all these three is Walter Simonson. I'm trying to get his run in Thor. I think I'm halfway through, I think. But pretty cool. Really amazing. Here we have Alpha Flight number 28. Purely for the reason, I don't know if John Byrne... I wanted to find the early numbers of Alpha Flight, which are from John Byrne, but they didn't have that many. So I just got this one, especially because it's a Secret Wars 2 tie-in. Here we have the New Mutants number 37. Another one that I found out misplaced, but I was lucky when I saw that it was a Secret Wars 2 tie-in. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's grab it. Lots of tie-ins. We have number 3 of the West Coast Avengers. This is a mini-series. I'm not sure if this came out after the title started or before the title started. Well, this is a 4-issue mini-series. They only have number 3. I'm gonna have to dig them around and find the other 3 that I'm missing. But I was able to grab number 3 of the regular series. Number 4. Great series, guys. Great series. Number 5. Number 6. Number 11. Number 12. This one, I'm trying to see if I can get the whole run from 1 to, is it 49? 51? Can't remember. Where John Byrne gets on the title, it does a small little run, and then after he finish, that's where I wanna try to see if I can get that run completed. Number 13. Number 15. This is amazing. Love this. Number 16. These are great. Number 17. Just simply amazing. Whoops. Number 18. These are classic. Really dig this. Oh. Number 19. This is mid-late 90s. Great time for comics. And then number 20. And that's it for comics. However, I grab this beautiful Savage Sword of Conan number 6. Love this. And this also number 8. Savage Sword of Conan number 8. I mean, I cannot say enough about this series. Great series. Great illustrations. Great stories. Great drawing. Can't say enough about this. Love Conan. If you love it, you would also be looking for this. And to put the cherry on top of the cake, I have these beautiful Justice League of America number 56. Look at this cover. I mean, DC is not my forte. I don't really buy too much of DC. But once in a while, I run into some books that I just think they are simply amazing. Carmine Infantino on the cover, and this is epic. This is amazing. Justice League versus Justice Society. This is simply amazing. Super nice, sharp book. And I just love it. When I saw it, I put this one on hold probably about 3 weeks ago. I went in, they had a few other books. I didn't have enough money to buy this and the other books that I bought. So I put it on hold. And when I went yesterday, I just went and picked it up. And this is the cherry on the top of the cake. Beautiful. And that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this trip through the Bronze Age and all those amazing books that we so much miss. They're out there. You want to go and grab them. Like I said, 98% of that stack that you just saw was $1 book bins. And what I paid $3, you can probably also find them in a dollar book. I know I've seen them sometimes, maybe not in the greatest shape, but hey, you know what? They're great to get, and they're an amazing stories to read. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying this little long video for this time. But until next time, take care.